Hey, howdy, hello, and welcome to the show. Do you entertain the idea of the fall of humankind? Are you looking for a game that allows you to dunk on fools? Are you interested in T-posing zombies? Well, look no further, as you've come to the right place. Welcome to this episode of the Steam Redlight series, the series where we look at Steam's most lowly and controversially rated games to see if they're really as bad as the internet says they are. I'm your host for the day, Smirk. Today's game is called Zombie Simulator, and it was released on February 24th of 2021 and is normally priced as a $1 game. Originally, when I found this game Friday night, it was sitting at mixed reviews with 63% acceptance. Meanwhile, the screenshot currently shows the game is doing well. One day, I'll remember to take screenshots before I start playing the game, but just trust me, it was mixed as of February 26th. As of February 27th, the game currently has 15 reviews in total, with roughly 11 of those reviews being positive and 4 of those being negative, leaving Steam with a mostly positive rating where 73% recommend the game. Zombie Simulator is a short swarming sim where you start off as Patient Zero in a lab. You simply run into people using WASD to add them to your zombie harem, and if the mood strikes, you can press spacebar to jump. As your swarm grows, you're able to break past certain objects as you'll have more momentum behind you. The zombie swarm itself doesn't break away from you or anything, so you're more of an undead Katamari ball made up of rotting flesh than a hunting horde. The game features 12 levels in total, with some of them differing from the recurring Infect Everyone objective that's present in almost every level. In the top left, you can see your current objective, as well as any secondary objectives if they exist. In the top right, you can see how many uninfected humans remain on the map. When the human count gets to 10 or less, UI markers show up to reveal the remaining humans. There are some harmful enemies in the game, as some humans have guns or other types of weaponry that'll hurt you and your zombie friends. Your own character can die if you take too much damage and you'll have to restart the level. This game is really short, it's about an hour worth of gameplay in total. I take a little longer since I write down notes as I play the game, but since this game is so short, I won't be going through the normal 6 points like I normally do. Instead, I'll be doing 4. With that being said, that's about enough foundation, so let's carry on to what I liked about the game. The thing I liked most about Zombie Simulator were some of the more unique level designs. I'd have to say that out of all of them, level 6 was probably my favorite, followed by level 3. Level 6 is interesting because you're battling vehicles instead of being destroyed by them like in other levels, which is a pretty fun concept to entertain. Level 3 is just ridiculous fun. You're riding around on this zombie death truck being led by a guitar riffing zombie as some of your companions do handstands on the back as you run over scientists as a form of infecting them? The only thing we're infecting them with is blunt force trauma. Unfortunately, the unique level designs are far and few, and this was the most notable thing I enjoyed about the game, so let's move on to what I liked a little less. So this game has volume settings, for music and environment separately. However, I found that these settings don't seem to impact anything more than the menu settings. The game starts out at the same volume no matter what you set it to, even if it's set all the way to 0. This can be overcome by using the volume mixer in Windows or whatever the hell operating system you're using, but, what the hell, man? Next up, I wanted to talk about the level design. So there's 12 levels in total. Of those 12 levels, there are 8 that have the primary objective of infecting everyone. In at least 2 instances, they come with a different character, like the tornado. Yeah, you just control a tornado. But, why though? There's no explanation or justification, you just control a tornado that happens to be surrounded by zombies. There is another level where you play as a supersized zombie that has the superpower to dunk on people and break certain structures, but you move so slow it takes dozens of seconds to catch a human, which can be frustrating, and the structure interaction just seems overall unnecessary. The objectives just don't offer too much diversity to be interesting or challenging. There's this one level where you have to hop over the wall and run into people. They're just trapped in there, so it's not even interesting or fun. The thing that I liked the least about Zombie Simulator is that it just wasn't that challenging, engaging, or fun. The biggest challenge the game offered was in level 7, where you have to hop across these 3 islands because apparently zombies can't swim in lava? Blood? Kool-Aid? I am not exactly sure what this is, but it isn't water. This one took me several minutes to overcome because you die so fast. There's no indication of health, so I don't know if it regenerates or how many hits I can take before I die. However, I found a strategy that almost seems exploitable and operates with a high margin of success. If you don't want this gift of knowledge, skip to the timestamp that's on the screen now. So as a reminder, you can jump in the game with spacebar. Bullets don't seem to be capable of traveling vertically, so you can just jump over them. If you hold the spacebar, you'll jump continuously as soon as you touch the ground, kind of as if you mastered the bunny hop. If you hold the spacebar down as you approach your enemies, the window where they can hit you is really small. It takes a few moments to get a hold of the momentum or control, but this is how I beat level 7 and 11 with little trouble. To expand on the lack of engagement or fun, the game offers no replayability. Once you complete the 12 levels, you don't unlock anything additional like a sandbox mode to further the game's value, and there's no type of competition or scoring supported by the game to make you want to try it again unless you miss the additional tasks. Speaking of which, the game utilized additional tasks in the first half, but never really brought them in past level 6, which could increase the challenge, engagement, or fun. And I mean, like, anything could have been an additional task. Things like completing a level without taking damage, dunk directly on top of a human, take down one of the Gundam suits. There's a lot of untapped potential. It just makes me feel like the premise was great, but the execution was very shallow. I think that's about all we need to cover, so we can move on to the verdict. To highlight Zombie Simulator's strengths, a small selection of the game's gameplay maps are fun and engaging. To cover Zombie Simulator's weaknesses, first, the in-app sound settings don't work. Secondly, the majority of the levels are boring or lack any type of interesting objective. Lastly, the game overall just wasn't that challenging, engaging, or fun, and lacks replayability. With all these things considered, I can say that I do not recommend Zombie Simulator. The bar for a $1 game is admittedly low, but this game just failed to be that interesting. The game isn't bad by any means, it just doesn't feel like the best use of time. There's not enough in this game to make me think this game is any more than a demo or a pet project. Well, that about wraps us up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to do the things like the video, comment your thoughts on the game of the review, follow the social media links in the description below, and subscribe if you couldn't shirk the smirk. If you're feeling generous, hit the bell and maybe I'll see you next week.